Hello, hello. Welcome back to Smart AF, the show where we cut through the noise and give you the facts straight up. Today's episode might surprise you because we're diving into a topic that honestly shouldn't be controversial in 2025: sunscreen and skin cancer. I know, sounds basic, right? But thanks to misinformation and a whole lot of bad science, a lot of people are confused or even scared about using sunscreen. So let's clear it up. Sunscreen does not cause skin cancer, sun exposure does. Let's say that again. It's the UV radiation from the sun that increases your risk of skin cancer, not sunscreen. And yes, that includes chemical sunscreens, mineral sunscreens, and everything in between. You'd think with everything we know in 2025, we wouldn't need to defend sunscreen, but here we are. There are still people, and including influencers and even a few scientists, pushing the idea that sunscreen is more dangerous than sun exposure. Some of them claim the ingredients in sunscreen are toxic or hormone disrupting, or even that they cross into your brain, which, by the way, is not backed by real evidence. There was even a case where a well-known figure podcast bro, won't mention names here, that claimed toxins from sunscreen were found in the brain. Turns out that study doesn't exist. But that claim still went viral and caused a lot of confusion. Now let's get into the science. The sun emits different types of energy. Some of it we see as light, some we feel as heat, and some we don't see at all, like ultraviolet radiation, or UV. There are three types: UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVC is super intense, but don't worry, it gets absorbed by the ozone layer and doesn't reach Earth. UVB hits the outer layers of your skin. It's what causes sunburns and is a major contributor to skin cancer. UVA goes deeper, it's linked to skin aging, and also increases cancer risk over time. Both UVA and UVB cause damage to your skin cells and to your DNA. That DNA damage can build up, leading to mutations, and that's one way cancer starts. So how exactly does UV radiation damage skin? Let's break it down in a simple way. UVB rays can directly mess with your DNA. They change the way your DNA molecules bond together. Imagine the blueprints for a building getting warped. Now you've got errors in construction. That's what happens in your skin cells. UVA rays take a sneakier route. They create something called oxidative stress, which basically means they generate unstable oxygen molecules, aka free radicals, that bounce around your cells and damage everything from your DNA to the fats and proteins that keep your skin healthy. Our bodies are smart, though, and we have repair systems to fix that damage. But if the damage piles up faster than your body can fix it, the system breaks down. That's when you can start developing precancerous cells. Now let's talk about types of skin cancer. There are a few major types of skin cancer. Basal cell carcinoma, BCC. This is the most common. It grows slowly and rarely spreads, but still needs treatment. Squamous cell carcinoma, SCC, a bit more serious. It can spread if left untreated. Melanoma, this one's the most dangerous. It starts in pigment cells and can spread fast. It causes the majority of skin cancer deaths, even though it makes up a small percentage of skin cancer cases. Did you know that about 80 to 90% of skin cancers are linked to UV radiation exposure from the sun or tanning beds? So when people say, just get some sun, it's natural, what they're missing is that nature isn't always kind. UV rays are a known, modifiable cancer risk. Sunscreen doesn't block the sun completely, but it absorbs or reflects those harmful UV rays before they can mess with your cells. There are two main types of sunscreen: chemical sunscreens. These contain organic compounds like avobenzone or oxybenzone. They absorb UV radiation and convert it into harmless heat. Mineral sunscreens. These use ingredients like zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. They sit on top of the skin and reflect UV rays. And yes, both are made of chemicals. Everything is. Water is a chemical, so please don't fall for fear-mongering just because something has a long name or came from a lab. The truth? Both types of sunscreen are safe and effective, as confirmed by global health organizations like the FDA, the CDC, and the American Academy of Dermatology. What if you heard chemical sunscreens are harmful? Well, there is a lot of noise out there about toxins in sunscreens. Some ingredients have been studied to see if they're absorbed into the bloodstream. And yes, a few have been detected in trace amounts. But the key word here is trace. These amounts are so low that they're considered safe, and there's no evidence that they cause harm at those levels. Also, mineral sunscreens can leave a white cast, especially on darker skin. That's a problem if people feel like mineral is their only safe option, because it may lead them to skip sunscreen altogether. When people avoid using sunscreen because of misinformation, that puts them at real risk of skin cancer. And that's the bigger issue. Here are some science-backed tips to protect yourself from the sun. Use broad-spectrum sunscreen with SPF 30 or higher. Look for protection against both UVA and UVB. Reapply every 2 hours, especially if you're sweating or swimming. Wear protective clothing, hats, sunglasses. Seek shade during peak UV hours, usually between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Check your local UV index and plan accordingly. Daily sunscreen use can reduce your risk of squamous cell carcinoma by up to 40% and reduce melanoma risk by about 50%. That is huge. Please don't fall for the fear. Misinformation spreads so fast, especially when it's dressed up as natural health or wrapped in a slick Instagram post. So please don't skip sunscreen because someone online said it's toxic. The real danger is skipping it and thinking you're safe. Science shows that sunscreen, mineral or chemical, is one of our best tools to prevent skin cancer. And that's a fact. That's it for today's episode of Smart AF. And remember, making informed decisions are your right. So before you believe the hype, get Smart ASF. See you soon. Thanks for listening. Do you know someone that can use this info? Please share this video with them. If you found this interesting, a thumbs up and subscribe would be awesome. And tap that bell so you never miss an update.